Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are here to solve the problem of LeetCode coin chains problem, and this problem is based on recursion. So before solving this problem, I will recommend you guys to watch our previous video on recursion so that you can develop intuition for the recursion and you can get to know when it comes to the problem of recursion how you can approach to that problem. So let's, without wasting our time, let's see how we can solve this problem and understand what this problem is trying to say to us. So in this problem, you have given a coins denomination, which is an array, and you need to find the minimum number of coins that you can use in order to make up to the sum amount. In this case, for understanding purpose, let's consider this example. And here you are given coins of denomination 1, 2, and 5, and you need to reach up to the amount 11. So in this case, your answer is 3 because we can use amount 5 two times. We can use coins 5 two times and one time. So this will give the output 3. Now let's understand how we can develop our approach to solve this problem. So if you will look closely to these two things, coins and amount, you can understand that the minimum that in order to make up to any amount, the coin denomination should be less than or equal to amount itself. So what I'm trying to say is, suppose you have given amount 3, so you can only use coin 1, coin 2, coin 3, but you cannot use coin 4, coin 5, and coin 6 because these coin denomination will not help you in reaching up to the amount 11. Keeping this Keep this in mind, as well as also consider one thing, that in this problem, if we know that what is the minimum number of coins that is required in order to make up to the amount 2, we can easily compute what is the minimum number of coins that will be required in order to make up to the amount 3. So let's understand my this statement, why I'm saying this, by considering this array where each and every index represents an amount. So this represents this particular cell represents an amount 0, this represents an amount 2 1, this represents an amount 2, similarly 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And we have given coins as 1 to 5 and amount given to us is 11. So now let's consider that to reach up to this amount 0, what will be the minimum coins denomination that you can use. So your answer will be 0 because we cannot make up to the amount 0 given any coin denomination. So your answer in this case will be 0. Now for coins 1, if I am trying to utilize for the amount 1, if I am trying to utilize the coin 1, what will be the minimum possible coin that I can use. So in this case, your answer will be 1, as you can use only one coin at a time. Now, how we reach this, that one coin is required? So suppose you will do 1 minus 1, which will be 0. This is also an amount, right? This will also give an amount to you. This is also an amount. So what is the minimum number of amount that was required to reach to the amount 0? So that was 0. And now you are using one more coin, this coin. So your answer in this case will be 0 plus 1, which is 1. Now for similarly for each and every amount, let's fill an arbitrary number, maximum arbitrary number, that so that we can minimize this in while solving the problem. So let's say we will fill here 12 amount plus 1, because you can never use the minimum number of coin can never exceed the amount. So let's fill this with 12. Now let's name this array as possibility. So our array is possibility, name of array. And here for this each and every cell of the possibility, we will calculate what is the minimum number of coins that is required. So for the amount 2, for amount 2, suppose you are trying to utilize the coin 1. So if you're trying to utilize the coin 1, first you will subtract 2 from 1. So what is the coin that left? So what is the amount that is left? Amount left is 1. Now we already computed that what is the minimum number of coin that is required to make up to the amount 1. So answer in this case will be 1. And again you are using one more 1 coin, so your answer will be 1 plus 1, which is 2 in this case. So we will calculate. Previously the answer was 12, and now we got the answer as 2. So what is minimum among both 12 and 2? So your answer will be 2. Now let's say that you want to utilize the amount 2. Now if you're trying to utilize the amount 2, first of all you will subtract 2 from the 2. So your answer will be 0. Now what was the minimum number of coin required to reach up to the amount 0? Your answer will be 0, and you are using one more coin 2 here. So your answer will be 1. Now 2 and 1, what is the minimum? So the minimum is 1. So your answer in this case will be 1. So now consider this statement. As you can see what we are trying to do in each and every cell, you can easily say that for each and every index, each and every cell, what we are trying to do, we find minimum of possibility points j, and we also like subtract from the amount. So I minus points j, comma, possibility I, possibility I. I will explain you what this j and I is. So this I is each the currently the amount for which we are calculating. So in this case, we are currently calculating for the amount 3. So here I will be 3, and coins j is each and every currently the coin which we are considering. Okay, so this is the j and I. So like you have seen that for each and every amount we have calculated, but the minimum of minimum of the amount that we are using, and the current minimum that was at that particular amount. So let's write code. What I'm trying to say will get more clearer if I will write code. So for int I equals to 0 and I less than amount I plus plus. Let's make I to 1, because for 0 it will always be 0. So let's make I from 1. And for each and every I, and for each and every amount, we will check that what is the coins. We will check for each and every coin. So we need to iterate coins as well. So we will iterate coin j less than coins dot length. And if you have remembered my previous statement, I said that you can only use the coins which is less than the amount, less than or equal to amount itself. So let's write our condition here. So if I is amount is greater than or equals to coins j, then only we will do something. In this case, uh, copy this code here. I have written this. So minimum of possibility I minus coins j comma possibility j. Now let's compute for each and every cell what I am trying to say. So for currently we have calculated, let's say for amount 4, current maximum is 12. The current minimum is 12. Now suppose you are trying to utilize the amount, you are trying to utilize the coin 1. So for 1, if you are trying to utilize the amount 1, what you will do? You will first subtract 1 from the amount. So you will get the 3. Now what was the minimum number of coins that was required in order to make up to the amount 3 that we have not calculated? Let's calculate this first. So for 3, suppose we are trying to utilize the coin 1. What you will do first, you will uh, subtract the amount, you will subtract the coin that you are currently using. So in this case you will do 3 minus 1 2. So what was the minimum number of coin chains that was required in order to make up to the amount 2 was 1, and you are again utilizing one more 1. So your answer in this case will be 1 plus 1, which is 2. Now suppose we are trying to utilize the coin 2. So 3 minus 2 is 1, and what was the minimum number of coin required to reach up to the amount 1 was 1. So in this case 1 plus 1 again 2, so the minimum will be 2. So to make up to the amount 3, the minimum coin that will be required is 3. So similarly, let's calculate for 4. For 4, you have for 4 you have you can utilize the amount 1. So you can utilize the coin 1. So 4 minus 1 will be 3, and what was the minimum number of coin that was required in order to make up to the amount 3 was 2, and you are utilizing one amount also. So 2 plus 1 will be 3. So previously was 12 and now is 3. What is the minimum amount? 12 and 3. So the answer is 3. So we will make here 3, and we will calculate for the next coin. So here the next coin is 2. Now for 2, if you are trying to utilize the amount 2, what was the minimum? 4 minus 2 you will do. So you will get the amount 2. Now what was the minimum number of coin required to reach up to the amount 2? It was 1. And again you are using one more coin. So your answer will be 1 plus 1, which is 2. So and what is the minimum between 3 and 2? So your answer should be for amount 5. For amount 5, let's consider 1. So 5 minus 1 will be 4. Now for 4, what was the minimum number of coin that was required? 2. And we are again utilizing one more coin. So your answer in this case will be, your answer in this case will be 5 minus 1 4, 2 plus 1 3. Similarly, for suppose you are trying to use the amount 2. So 5 minus 2, it will be 3, and one more coin you are using, so 4. What is the minimum? 3 is minimum, so we leave 3. Now we can use coin 5 also. So 5 minus 5 is 0, and what was the minimum number of coin that was required to reach up to the amount 0 was 0. So 0 plus 1, it will be 1. And what is the minimum among 3 and 1? Minimum is 1, so our answer will be 1. So now let's also check what our code is doing for the amount 6. So for amount 6, our I is 6, and we are trying to use coin 1 here. So I is greater than or equal to coin j. This statement becomes true. Now what we will do? We will do 6 minus, we will try to find for the previous amount that we will reach if we will subtract the current coin from it. So 6 minus 1 is 5, and what was the minimum number of coin that was required to reach up to the amount 5 was 1. So your answer will be 1 plus the amount that currently you are using. So here I forgot to add 1, so you will add here 1. So the answer will be, what is the minimum between previous possibility I was 12. So what is the minimum between 12 and 2? Your answer will be 2. So we will remove 12 from here, and we will write 2. Now suppose you are trying to use amount 2. So 6 minus 2 is 4. So so the coin required to reach up to the amount 4 was 2, and plus 1 coin that you are using, so 3, which is not less than 2. So we will keep 2 as it is. And if you will, similarly, if you will use 1, you will get 5. For 5 it was 1, so 1 plus 1 2, so no need to change, 2 will be the answer. Similarly for 7, so for 7, let's say we are trying to use amount 1. Sorry, we are trying to use coin 1. So 7 minus 1 will be 6. So what was the minimum coin that was required to make up to the amount 6 was 2. And again we are using one more coin. So our answer will be 3. So what is the minimum between 12 and 3? The minimum is 3. So our answer will be 3. Now let's say you are trying to use amount 2. So 7 minus 2, we have 5. What was the minimum coin required? Was 1 to reach up to the amount 5. So 1 plus 1, your answer will be 2. And what is the minimum between 3 and 2? Minimum is 2. So your answer will be 2. Now let's say you try to use the amount of coin 5. So 7 minus 5 is 2, and what was the minimum coin that was required to make up to the amount 2 was 1. And again we are using one more coin, which is 5 in this case. So 1 plus 1 is 2, and minimum between 2 and 2 is 2, so no need to change. Now let's move to amount 8. For amount 8, say we are trying to use coin 1. So 8 minus 1 is 7, and what was the minimum number of coin required to reach up to the amount 7 was 2, and we are using 1 here also, so 2 plus 1 will be 3, and minimum between 12 and 3 is 3. So we will remove the previous minimum 12 and we will write 3 here. Similarly, let's say we try to use coin say 2. So 8 minus 2 is 6, and what was the minimum coin required to reach up to the amount 6 was 2. So 2 plus one more coin 2 here. So answer will be 3. Now suppose we want to, and 3 and 3 minimum is 3, so we will keep 3. Now suppose we are using the amount 5. 8 minus 5, we have 3. What was the minimum coin required? 2. And now 2 plus 1 was 3. So again your answer will be 3 in this case. So no need to change. 3 will be as it is. Now for 9. Previous minimum is 12 here. So 9. So suppose for 9 you are trying to use coin 1. So 9 minus 1 is 8. And here to reach up to the amount 3, the minimum coin required was 3. So 3 plus 1 will be 4, and 12 and 4 minimum is 4. So we will change our answer, which will be 4. Now suppose you try to use amount coin 2. So 9 minus 2 is 7, and to make up to the amount 7, the minimum coin required was 2, and here we are utilizing one more coin 2. So our answer will be 2 plus 1 3, and minimum between 4 and 3 is 3. So we will write here 3. Now if we are trying to use amount 5, 9 minus 5 we have 4, and for to reach up to the amount 4, the minimum coin required was 2. So 2 plus 1 3, and again your answer will be 3. So no need to change this. Likewise, let's calculate for 10. So for 10, if you are if you want to use the coin 1, what will be the minimum coin that will be required? 9. So 10 minus 9 is 1. Sorry, 10 minus 1 is 9, and for 9 the minimum coin required was 3. So again we will do 3 plus 1 4, and for 2, what 10 minus 2 is 8, and what was the minimum coin required? 3. So 3 plus 1 4, minimum between 4 and 4 is 4, so let's keep it 4. Now let's say you try to use the coin 5. So 10 minus 5 will be 5, and what was the minimum number of coin required to reach up to the um, amount 5 was 1. So, and again we are using one more 5, so 1 plus 1 will be 2. So we will write here 2, and what is the minimum between 4 and 2? Obviously 2. So we will remove 4 and we will keep our answer as 2. Now let's move to our main problem, which was 11. So I hope you are seeing how previous computation is helping us to reach to the next problem. So now we reach to our final problem, which was for 11. So for 11, say you try to use coin 1. So for 11 minus 1 will be 10. And what was the minimum number of coin that was required to reach up to the amount? 10 was 2. And you are using one more amount, so your answer will be 3 in this case. Now you want to use coin 2. So 11 minus 2 is 9, and what was the minimum coin required? Was 3. So 3 plus 1 4, which is greater than 3, so no need to change. Now you want to use coin 5. 11 minus 5 is 6. So what was the minimum coin required? Was 2, and we are again using one more coin. So the answer will be 3, and 3 and 3 minimum is 3. So we reach to our final answer, which in this case is 3. So I hope you saw that for each and every problem, we have computed the problem to our sub problem, and finally by utilizing them, we were able to solve our main problem. And the amount of code that we need to write is this. So you just need to iterate all the coins for each and every amount, and you need to check if the like particular amount is greater than or equal to coin, then only you can use that coin, and you need to find the minimum number of coins required uh, that you will get from the previous problem. So let's now talk about the time complexity of this problem. So talking about the time complexity, right? So let's say time complexity. So as you can see here, we are we need to first iterate till the amount. So in this case, we are iterating till amount. So the first for loop will run up to the amount, and the next for loop will run for each and every amount. It will run for the coins length. So your answer in this case will be amount into coins dot length. This is the time complexity, worst time complexity of this problem. So thank you everyone for watching this video. Please do like and subscribe our channel, and do also write in comment if you have any doubt regarding this problem. We will be happy to solve this. So thank you so much again for watching this video.